Hey heroes, Easy Mode here, and I'm here to talk to you about the new hero that's going to be releasing in Pagan Online on August 27th, 2019, and he goes by the name of Elden. Elden is a strength-based hero, and just like any other strength-based heroes, you want to focus around the following stats to at least get him up and going and be able to do a lot of damage with him. You want to focus on strength, attack damage, and as you can see with his character model, cold damage, excuse me. Now, Elden plays like an assassin. So when you go into his ability tree here, you'll notice that a lot of his abilities deals with his mechanic called Frostbite, which you'll see here in the description of Sleet Slide. Frostbite allows you to free somebody after 4 applications of it, and all of his moves revolve around Frostbite. What I'm playing here is with Shatter. Shatter is one of my main DPS moves when it comes to applying or utilizing Frostbite to my advantage. A lot of what Shatter does a tremendous amount of cold damage, and you notice the points that I've taken here, which gains me damage every time I remove Frostbite, which is what Shatter does, as well as Chill Pill here up here that allows me to reduce my cooldown reductions. When I use Shattered and combining with the melee stance radius as well as the range stance radius, I have a large enough radius that if I have multiple mobs that have multiple Frostbites, then I will be doing a tremendous amount of damage applying my blood in the snow. I am working with this Frost Comet here. This is my boss mechanic fight for, I guess this is my boss move. It allows me to apply Frostbite on the boss constantly. It also allows me to apply Frostbite to the mobs around the boss, and also allows me to have an additional charge here, which is great to have because if you're in a pickle with him and you need to get out somewhere and apply Frostbite quickly, you can drop this on one of those heavy mobs and it can start doing damage and applying Frostbite to everybody. He is a stance dancer, as you may have saw on his character. He was a dual stancer, and the stance dancing comes into play with his passive here. When I get my extra wisdom idol points, I will be going into my passive here. I want to be able to get to my switch stances to remove CC debuffs. This will allow me to get out of those traps, allow me to get out of pickle situations that I do not want to catch myself in sometimes. He is a little squishy at times, so you need to be very careful how you are stance dancing. The remaining points that I will go into will be in this glacier armor. The glacier armor allows you to take physical hits, and also with the glacier armor you're able to increase others' glacier armor, or you can increase physical damage reduction. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I'm probably going to pick up these notes here where it says range stance movement speed, because if you start this in range stance you'll get a boost of speed that will get you out of a jiffy. These other moves I've been playing around with and I don't know how I feel about them. You'll see in my second loadout here, I have this Impalement, which is a circle of impalement ice around you. I'm playing around with Shatter with it. It's good. It feels okay. You can play with this as well. It's not detrimental to try this instead of the Comets if you feel like the Comets isn't what you want to do. But I feel Comets is a little bit better for those folks who are trying to farm a little bit higher, because the Comets is guaranteed damage on a target. I also played around with Chilling Blade here. You create a giant frost sword, and this frost sword is pretty cool. You swing it like a giant claymore, but it's a little lacking in the mobility department. And Elden is all about his mobility and needing to get into specific areas so he won't get hit or won't get trapped in a corner. So I didn't really feel this very well when I was playing around with it. This giant hammer I have not touched at all. It literally keeps you in place for 2 seconds and you slam a hammer down. If you kept in place in 2 seconds in mastery, you're pretty much dead. So I haven't even tried playing with this hammer fall here. So what I'm going to show you now is a little bit of his gameplay, just to give you kind of an idea of how Elden plays. I've been having a tremendous amount of fun on this server here, and I can't wait for him to be released and I can start applying my gear on the normal servers to these characters when they go live on the 27th. Alright, so as you can see here, when you right click you'll be able to go into melee stance, and when you start left clicking you'll go range. And this is pretty much his kit. It's very similar to Lucian. Lucian, you right click for fire, left click for lightning. It's the same type of style of play, except it's just between melee and range. You'll notice when we do shatter here, it's going to be a very large AoE. Whenever there is a frostbite applied to a mob, it will remove the frostbite and allow you to do a tremendous amount of damage. Now, the reason why I say you have to keep him very mobile, as you can see, he doesn't have much options to work with when mobs are rushing him like these roly-polies. So you just gotta keep working with your range, keep frostbiting, and hoping you're able to do enough damage to break down these monsters. One thing you'll notice with his abilities, because he's very similar to Lucian, each one has a different move. So dashing will make him forward dash. When you go range, he'll leap in the air. And also with his other moves, it's very similar. If he does a shatter when he's melee, it does it around him. If he does a shatter when he's range, it does that icon I just showed you. The comment is still the same, both applications. You just throw a comment on a mob, so it's not that big of a deal. And this is pretty much his gameplay. You want to make sure that you're dodging and getting out of the way with a lot of folks and applying frostbite, so that way you can freeze the mob, and then you can do that and take them out. So that's Elden for you. He's pretty fun. I don't know how he's going to work out at endgame, really. We're going to really have to see what kind of builds come out for him, because right now it's still rough stages with him. Hector's a lot better than him, I'll admit that. He's able to do a lot more content a lot faster with what he has in his kit. So we'll see what some folks come up with Elden. If you do like the video, you can always hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube, or you can always catch me on Twitch. I typically stream Monday through Friday, 8:30 to about 11:30, and you can always follow me on that channel. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you guys in Pantheon. Take care now.